Hello and welcome. My name is Paula Gorry and thanks for joining us on Stampin Chat. Let me start by telling you a little about Stampin Up. While looking for an opportunity to add to her family's income in 1988, Shelley Gardner discovered rubber stamps and began to search for the perfect home-based business around this exciting craft. It would be great, she thought, to meet new people and make some extra money sharing something she loved. After a long search, she decided to create the opportunity she hadn't been able to find for herself. Shelley invested the money she and her husband had been saving for a home, and Stampin Up was born. More than 25 years later, Stampin Up provides thousands of people in 10 countries with a way to run their own businesses, offering an exclusive line of decorative stamps, accessories and products that they can be proud of. Customers and demonstrators around the world use Stampin Up's exclusive award-winning art to create handcrafted cards for memory keeping, handcrafted gifts and home decor. Stampin Up demonstrators define their own success, whether they simply want to earn money to pay for their crafting hobby or want to be their own boss, doing something they love. Stampin Up products make it easy to create something both beautiful and meaningful. And Stampin Up demonstrators are on hand to share their creative knowledge, advice and friendship with you. Now, over the coming weeks, we'll be posting a series of mini videos to help you gain a better understanding of our creative world, so you'll get to hear from Stampin Up demonstrators. Stampin Snippets from our product specialist will also be doing creative makes and have a fun competition that you can participate in. We'll be posting 2 videos per month on our Stampin Up YouTube channel through to December 2015. We invite you to join us and share the episodes with your friends and contacts. So it's time to introduce our lovely demonstrator panel. We have Kerry from Gloucestershire, we have Julie from West Yorkshire, and we have Michaela from Cambridge. Welcome, ladies. So we've been talking a little bit about Stampin Up, and I'd love to know how you heard about Stampin Up. Maybe we could start with you, Kerry.
Yeah, of course. I came across Stampin Up via the internet on somebody's blog. They were using some of the punches and they referred to Stampin Up. And then, as if by chance, I was invited to a party a couple of weeks later, and that was how I was introduced.
Fabulous. How about you?
Similar. I had a friend who was hosting a party, and I went along, and I probably was the best customer on the night because I just fell in love with the products, and then decided to host my own party from there.
Great. Great. So sort of similar things there. How about you, Michaela?
Yeah, it's very similar actually. I got chatting to a lady in a forum, non-craft related, and we discovered we had the same interests in crafting, and she just asked me had I ever heard of Stampin Up, and so I did a little bit of searching, and here I am today.
So here you are today. So what attracted you to join?
Oh, for me, I think it was straight away the coordination. I loved the colours. I loved how a stamp, you could stamp an image and then punch it out with a punch that matched. So that was really, time saving.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was running my own wedding stationery business, and I could see the quality of the products could sort of fit with what I was doing. So I decided that I could incorporate that within what I was already doing. But I just love the whole coordination of it, and the fact that the products were such a high quality really appealed to
So
me.
how about you, Michaela? Were you sort of into crafts before you came across Stampin Up?
I used to scour the world really for craft shops and try and find things everywhere, but I loved the fact that Stampin Up with the coordination meant that I didn't need to anymore, because it was right there at your fingertips, that you found the punch that goes with the stamp set that goes and the ribbon that goes with the inks. It's fabulous.
And so you decided to join because?
Because I wanted more of that, and I wanted to share it with my friends, really.
So Julie, tell me, what were you looking for when you joined?
For me, it was all about the products. When I started, I just wanted more of the products, and I hosted my own party just to make sure that I had friends and family that were interested in the product, and then I had a really successful party, so I decided to go for it and be a demonstrator and just get the products at a discount, really, and just to share it with a few crafty friends that I did have at the time.
Yeah. And would you say it's changed since then? Because you've been with us a little while now.
Yeah, I've celebrated my 7th anniversary recently, and now it's my full-time job. So I did have a part-time job when I started out, but now it's my full-time business.
I attended that first party And by the end of the evening, I knew straight away this was something that I wanted to do. I wanted to share it with other people, and already in my head, I knew I wanted to run a class, you know, and share my creativity with others.
Yeah.
And it kind of moved on forwards from there, really.
And Michaela, how about you? You're the sort of newer kid on the block, aren't you?
I am 3 years in, and I started with three ladies around my dining room table, and they were just friends that I just wanted to gather together, and we just got together once a month. And after several months, I realised that it was growing, and suddenly a business was really materialising from it all. So I really wanted to take it to the next step.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I mean it is such a social activity, isn't it? You know,
absolutely.
so and it's just great to get people together and have fun.
Mixing social life with pleasure and business.
Ladies, we've talked about what attracted you to join. So what I'd like to know is how did you get started?
I had a little open house, so I put flyers through the doors of people in my village, and just invited everyone to come along and have like a little tryout session. And people signed up to a class straight away there, so that was how it all began with me.
For me, it was just 3 friends around my dining room table, and then they enjoyed it so much they invited a few more, and after a couple of months I then started putting flyers around local post offices.
Yeah, so really sort of chatting to people in the community and
often you don't need to have big numbers to have a successful event. Less is often more, and everybody has to start somewhere and build up gradually. And I think when you're new as well, starting with a smaller group helps you sort of settle in a little bit more to the role as well. Yeah, get the confidence behind
I found
you.
that some of my local ladies that were coming would invite their friends that were out of the village, and it drew people, you know, from outside in as well, which was really good.
Well, women love to chat, right?
People like to share when they've had a good experience. They really like to share when they've had a really good experience. They'll share with others. So, you know, it's word of mouth. But it's also, in the days of social media, it's word of mouth as well. So people will share with friends via social media if they've had an experience. They'll let people know. You know, there's so many sites where you leave online reviews. So people let each other know via social media now if they've enjoyed.
So I love that word of mouth or word of mouth. I'll remember that one. If you were stopped in the street and someone asked you what you did, what would you say?
Keep it really simple, straight to the point. I teach people to be creative through paper craft and rubber stamping. And then if I need to evolve more onto it, then I go deeper.
I'd probably, it's hard not to go on and on and on, so I'd just probably say I'm a paper crafting tutor, and I offer quality products and classes and leave it.
So short and sweet. Short and sweet is the key.
You could go on forever because it's just so exciting.
Yeah. Short, sweet and smiley, right? Okay. Always. We've established that we all love Stampin' Up, but I know we have other loves. And Kerry, why don't you tell us about your other family love? Because I know it's an interesting one.
Of course, yes. My son, he does motocross. He's been racing since he was 6. And motocross is off-road motorcycle riding, racing around a track, a dirt track in a field. So most weekends we're hopping in our camper, taking us off to different areas around the country, having a great time, socialising. But the brilliant thing is that I can take my stamping stash with me and still continue to be creative.
You read my mind. That was going to be my next question. How do you kind of blend the two?
So the great thing is that I can just pick up some stamps before I go. I can sit and tend to make little thank you cards and things like that, or I could be cutting, you know, kits for classes and things. And as an example, I could maybe be creating just some simple little cards like these here. And this is a little box that I carry around with me, and something that's really handy to have in the motorhome, so that, you know, if I happen to come across somebody and it's their birthday, I've always got a little card in there.
You look really thoughtful.
Look at that.
Sorry?
It makes you look really thoughtful.
Well, yeah. So it's nice to sort of cover. Gorgeous, isn't it? So they're all kind of different.
Are they sort of different designs?
Yeah, they're all using the same stamps, and I've used the envelope paper too. And they're all in a little handy box, so it's really good to pop inside your handbag too for when you're out and about. You never know who you might be meeting, who's celebrating a special day, and just something as simple as a little small handmade card can mean a lot.
Love that idea, bespoke on the go. So, ladies, maybe you can share who out there do you think might be interested in what Stampin' Up has to offer?
Anyone that likes ease in their life. The coordination just makes the crafting easy.
But maybe
Yeah.
they don't have to be a crafter.
Time-consuming.
That's what
Yeah.
I prefer, not to decide for the people and sort of make that decision for them and sort of put them in boxes. It may not be a crafter who is all, you know, it may be a bride-to-be who wants to start doing her own wedding invitation. She may not have had any previous crafting experience. I often find people like that then fall in and to crafting and enjoy the process.
It's open to everyone of all ages, isn't it? And
all ages, absolutely.
And how about craft for men? And
Oh,
then sort of join
absolutely.
the bandwagon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think some men do enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
I think people are surprised sometimes, the inner creative person inside of us.
Yeah.
So
yeah, a lot of people don't realise that they actually are creative until they give it a go and realise how easy it is.
I don't think Yorkshiremen have quite got
They
into it yet.
Quite grasped it yet. Ladies, it's been so much fun chatting with you, but sadly that's the end of our show today. It is. Now, I mentioned that we would be doing a fun competition. It's called Our Stamping Survey Said. Now, in today's busy environment, time for hobbies and me time is being squeezed. So one of the benefits of running your own business is that you can make it fit around you. Now, in a recent survey, we asked our survey respondents, what time do most people in the UK go to bed? Was the top answer A, B, or C? If you know the answer, email your answer A, B or C to share@stampinchat.co.uk. If you give us the right answer, you'll be entered into a draw and the lucky winner will receive Stampin' Up's Watercolour Wishes card kit. The competition entry deadline and all terms and conditions can be found in the description in the link below this video. The very best of luck. We will reveal the lucky winner in part 2 of this episode, which will be shown next Wednesday. Also in part 2, you'll get to hear more from our demonstrator panel on the benefits of being your own boss. And also I'm very excited to have a Stampin' Up product specialist join us for our Stampin Snippets. So thanks for joining and see you for part 2. Take care. Bye-bye.